Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 1 p.m. on the Central Time Zone as we get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always such a fun ride. You know, something you can find us on television. We are syndicated on Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. You can find us on the radio, Country Giant, right here in South Carolina, WZLA 92.9 FM on the dial. And we're working on something also for North Carolina. I'll let you know about that as soon as it materializes. But again, thank you so much for watching. All the social media sites, keep going there as well. AP Sedum is with us right now. You are making a plunge in South Carolina. Folks are loving you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And Donna, I want to say thank you to them. You know, by the way, last week, Donna, we were at the SEC men's and women's basketball media days. Mm-hmm. And every year when I cover that event and I put up the videos of the South Carolina women in particular, thousands of people follow that women's basketball team. They review my videos. So I thank them very much. So they can check that out on APS. We see it on the YouTube channel. And we did a couple interviews with the number of players that were on site. They don't let us videotape the head coach at the podium, but I have pictures on my Facebook of John Still and all the coaches that attended. I think I got almost all of them, and as many players as we could interview Donna. And they gave us, Donna, let's say they had 3 players, we had 10 minutes. So sometimes I couldn't get to everybody because we only had the 10 minutes and there's other people involved. So I was hustling from podium to podium to try to get as many as I could. I think it ended up being 77 interviews, I believe, in 2 days.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of interviews.
Yeah, so it was a lot of, I had my track shoes on.
I bet you did. So what are you seeing out of the interviews?
Yeah, Donna, in this day and age, with all the transfer portal and the NIL, every team, Don, there's one team on the women's side, I believe, they have 12 new players.
Oh, wow.
You can only give 15 scholarships, and they have 12 new players. Transfers, freshmen, all types of people coming on board for a team. Many teams, 6, 7, 8 new players. So even the coaches, Don, they can't figure out if they have a good team yet. Because in basketball, you need that chemistry where you're going to share the basketball and pass to a player. I mean, you have to gain confidence. If, let's say, you're coming down on a fast break, 3-on-2, am I going to pass to the right or am I going to pass to the left? Who do I trust the most? Or maybe I feel they can make that shot and put them in a position to be successful. So this college basketball, Don, even more than, well, football, you have an idea who might be good, but you're not sure. But in basketball, it's really wide open because of the influx of new players and talent. Yeah.
Well, when you have that many new players too, you have to think about personality traits and how that's going to work out. We don't even have that figured out.
Yeah, exactly, Donna. That's in the equation at all times. And sometimes you're bringing people on board, and maybe it takes them a moment. To jive with the other players. So it's always fun. The basketball, they have the non-conference games to start the season, and I'll be attending a big tournament in Las Vegas involving SEC teams, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, and I'm trying to think there's another one there as well. But they play in Las Vegas the week of Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And it's a called Players Era tournament where the winning team receives a certain amount of money to distribute to the players. So it's kind of a new idea. And it's in the lines of the idea that Auburn set up that game in Atlanta with Baylor in football, where you're going to receive some money, extra money, the players to play to compete in that game, neutral site game in Atlanta. Yeah. So basketball did it before football, but football saw that you can make some extra money on a neutral site. So this Auburn Baylor matchup in Atlanta in the future is, I think, the first one that I know of involving football.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's talk football last week. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, Don, one of the big games, well, a couple of big games was the Georgia hosted Ole Miss, and Ole Miss gave them a great battle, ended up losing by just over a touchdown or so, but it was a big offensive shootout. Gunnar Stockton of Georgia, he's the quarterback. Now, he's very good in these big games, quote unquote big games. and he led his team to the victory. And Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, they always have very good offense, but just defensively, you need a few more stops. You need a few more stops, Donnie. Weren't able to get that, so Georgia stays on top. And I keep telling people, Donna, that Georgia, to me, is the team to be in the SEC, even though they lost to Alabama at home. Georgia's team, they know how to win in various styles, running, throwing, high-scoring games, low-scoring games. I think they're very difficult to beat. And the other big ball game was the usual third Saturday in October. Tennessee traveled to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Alabama was able to come away with a big victory, 37-20. Xavier Brown had the 100-yard touchdown interception return. Tennessee was on the verge of scoring, and Joey Aguilar threw a ball to the right side, a short pass. Xavier Brown intercepted and ran 100 yards for a touchdown. So that was a difference maker for them. But Alabama, Donna, is a team with Ty Simpson leading them, the quarterback. He is playing so well that his name is cropped up as possibly some national awards, individual awards. And Alabama as a team is very difficult to beat because their offense is humming right now. And defensively, they're just strong enough. Mm-hmm. Win these balls. I mean, that's a nice win, 17-point win against one of your biggest rivals, your historical biggest rivals. So Alabama is a team that's moving up in the polls. Georgia's still high in the polls. We had Florida win the ball game, Donna, which is kind of unusual. Florida wins the ball game against Mississippi State. They relieved their coach, Billy Napier, of his position. So Florida's looking for a new coach. Arkansas is looking for a new coach. Then we had the Vanderbilt game, Donna, playing LSU. Vanderbilt was the favorite against LSU in Nashville, and they won that ball game. Diego Pavia, he's another Heisman or National Award prospect. So Vanderbilt, Donna, what a story in the last couple of years. That is, I think, just reflecting for a minute here, I don't know if there's a better story than Vanderbilt in the last 2 years. I don't know.
Well, then there's Alabama. They started out at the bottom.
Alabama, lost to Florida State. Now, Florida State is a 4-loss team, I believe, so that's on Alabama's resume. But I think at this point, any of the selection committee, they're going to just, let's say, give that minimal weight that they lost to Florida State, because Alabama right now, they're winning and they're beating ranked teams on the road, at home. So Alabama is a team, I think, that most people would not want to play in the playoffs.
Well, then what about a game between, say, Alabama and Vanderbilt? Those two are climbing. It's almost like they're the hungry young kid who wants to make it.
Yeah, well, they, Alabama, they were brutally attacked by people because they lost that first game. And I kept telling people, look, it's the first week. Coaches can be better. Players can get better. Changes can be made. Quarterbacks can improve, because that was Ty Simpson's first start at Alabama, even though he's been there a number of years. So Alabama has really shown people resiliency and the ability to make dramatic improvement as a team, and their quarterback specifically, because I keep mentioning quarterback-centric era. You better have an above-average quarterback if you want to prove yourself on the national scene. And then, of course, in the SEC, if you can win there, you're good to go on the national scene as well.
Well, let's make believe there's a game playing this weekend between Vanderbilt and Alabama. Who would win it?
Yeah, right now you have to give the edge to Alabama. They played a couple weeks ago in Tuscaloosa, but Vanderbilt did make some mistakes, and I say mistakes, but Alabama made the interceptions, so you have to credit them as well. But if those two teams played again, I would think it'd probably be a tighter ball game.
I think it would be one of those nail biters.
Probably could, because I think Vanderbilt learned. Yeah.
How many overtimes?
Say that again, Don.
How many overtimes would it take?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Who knows, Don? That overtime is kind of tricky these days. You have to go for the touchdown early in the process. There, you can't keep scoring touchdown after touchdown, and where they have these 7 and 8 overtimes, and you have to go for the 2-point conversion, and you start on close to the goal. So yeah, the overtime is better now because the other way that they decided the game, it took so much out of the players, and you exhausted them for not only that day, but even then next week. I think there was some after effect. Yeah, so it's better now. I think it's more streamlined. Yeah.
Well, Auburn is crying. What can we say about them?
Well, yeah, Donna, defensively, Auburn plays fairly well most of the time, but offensively, it's not complimentary football, and they just have trouble scoring points. And I don't know what's going to happen at Auburn. If they're going to keep the coach or they're going to make it the change. But like I said, if you have a quarterback, they struggle. And I'm kind of surprised that Auburn did not use all their quarterbacks this season more. Because,
I mean, that seems to be an issue there.
Yeah, they had the hot shot freshman there from Mississippi, Deuce Knight, and then transfer from Stanford. And if I'm Hugh Freeze, I'm using them every single quarterback, unless I find one that's exceptional. But Jackson Arnold has not proved to be very good at this point. Now, Donna, when you're the quarterback, you get all the blame. There's no question. You're going to get all the blame, fairly or unfairly. I don't know. I mean, that's for someone else to judge, but I think there's some talent there offensively, but they just haven't been able to get things together on that side of the football. And Cam Coleman's a good receiver, talented. They have some other ones as well. But Auburn, you have to get the ball in the end zone. The quarterback is responsible for scoring the touchdowns, and that has not happened. That's Hugh Freeze's side of the ball, offense. He's offensive coach. Yeah.
Is there a problem within the organization? Could that be the root of everything? Because, I mean, they seemed like they were going to be pretty decent the first part of the season. It just quickly went away.
Yeah, right. And, they had a 10-0 lead against the team that I say is the team that beat in the conference, Georgia, ready to go in to make it 17-0 probably, and they fumbled the ball on the 1-inch line. You have to hold on to the ball. I mean, that counts. I mean, you're responsible for being secure with the ball. And they fumbled, the quarterback fumbled on the sneak down at the goal line. And then on top of that, the defense let the team drive the field and score before the halftime to get Georgia back into the ball game. And Georgia ended up winning, scoring 20 points total. They had 0 when that happened at that moment. Auburn didn't score the second half. When you're paying people millions of dollars to be a coordinator or the head coach, and you have a half with 0 points, that's a total failure on that side of the ball. Total failure.
It almost feels like it's self-inflicted for some reason.
Exactly. That's a self-inflicted wound. So I don't know what's going to happen. Auburn's got a tough schedule remaining, of course. They have to host Alabama in the Iron Bowl at the end of the year. So I don't know what's going to happen with Auburn. At some point, Donna, the team, I don't know if you could see it, but you lose a little bit of hope. With the team. So, but they still got games to be played, and they have to show up.
But with that said, it feels as if the hope is gone. With that said, would they keep the coach throughout the season or let him go now?
Yeah, some of these programs, Donna, what happens is, for instance, in the case of Florida, he won the game. Billy Napier won the game. Mm-hmm. And what happens is the board of trustees, the athletic director, the president, they want to relieve the coach of his duties mid-season because they don't want to give him a chance to rejuvenate and win 3 or 4 games at the end.
Well, who could take his place?
Oh, yeah, Donna, it just depends if Florida wants to reach out to an established head coach and pay a buyout, let's say, of a winning coach, or they want to search the countryside. There's 130 plus FBS teams. There are some very good assistant coaches that are coordinators, but it's up to the athletic director to have that knowledge. I mean, I wouldn't know all those coaches. That's 130 times, let's say 10. I'm using that. Now, what is that? Is that Is that 13,000? No, my math is that 1,300. I guess is it 1,300? I can't do the math, but whatever it is, that's a lot of people. That you have to you should have a catalog of coaches, not only at the FBS level, but also the FCS level, one level below. You, as the athletic director, you should have that readily available, because you know that at some point you might have to make a change in the coaching staff. So, but that's a decision, Donna. It's really based on your philosophy. Do you believe in giving someone a chance who's never been a head coach but is a top coordinator? And I don't mean young either. I'm not saying young either. I'm just saying, like, for instance, Kurt Signetti. He left Alabama. He was a wide receivers coach, 2010 or 11, whenever that year was exactly. Went to a Division II school, ended up at James Madison. He coached at Elon, I think, and now here he is, Donna, at 64 years old. He signed a contract, $93 million for 8 years. He took a chance on himself. He didn't stay at the top level program. He said, I want to be a head coach. I'm not getting any offers. I'm going to create one on my own by starting at a lower level, couple levels lower, actually, working my way up. And look what happened. Kurt Signetti, he could have went anywhere, Donna. He signed that contract with Indiana for $93 million. Look at all the programs that need head coaches now: Arkansas, Florida, Penn State, UCLA. So here's somebody who built his resume where it was superior, and now people were coming after him. But he chose to stay with Indiana, the program that he built on the FBS level. But athletic directors, if they're creative, they have some courage, you can find people that are, as you said, hungry and talented. But Donna, that takes going beyond the norm, because people want to have a big name. They want to have a press conference where, I know him. He's coached at this program, was very successful. But Donna, look at some of the coaches that have been hired. Jimbo Fisher, $75 million buyout. James Franklin at Penn State, about a $50 million buyout. And I'm not saying that they didn't deserve a chance to coach at those programs because they had tremendous success at their prior schools. But just because you pay somebody a lot of money and they were successful somewhere, it doesn't mean they're going to come to your program and reach the expectations that you have written down.
Well, in the real world, when you own a business, you don't do that. They either do the job or they don't do it, and they're out of there if they don't. But when we had our Nextel stores, I always had somebody that I was thinking of hiring just in case. I mean, you could have a top performer who has an automobile accident and gets killed on the road. I mean, a million things can happen. Not that you dwell on bad things, but you're always looking ahead. What if? What if you had a replacement? And that's a healthy way to look at it.
Yeah, and I think, Donna, when you hire these big names, like I said, I believe I said this before, I can't believe that the university attorneys are meeting with the president saying, if this does not succeed, we're going to pay somebody $50 million. I can't believe they say that with a straight face. Sign on the dotted line. Let's hurry and sign on the dotted line before we lose them. But if he is not the person that can reach the expectations for our program, we're going to give him a check to sit around for 50. It's preposterous to me. And I just can't imagine that the university attorneys are sitting around telling the president, this is a great deal for us. Mm-hmm. But they do.
I have to go into a commercial break. Look what time it is. We've only got 10 minutes left in the segment. Let's go to a commercial break. We're going to be right back.
Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, At Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Because of your overwhelming support, our 1488 MyPillow has been one of the biggest sales in MyPillow history. I couldn't think of a better way to say thank you than to extend our wholesale pricing through Christmas. Get a classic standard MyPillow for only $14.88. Upgrade to a queen size, just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for only $29.88. And ready? Multi-use MyPillows, only $9.88. It's perfect time to stock up for Christmas gifts for everyone on your list. Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our wholesale pricing. Including my classic standard MyPillows, only $14.88. But that's not all. I'm so confident you're going to love our classic MyPillows that I'm going to extend my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2025. Plus, orders over $75 ship absolutely free.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Age Television Talk Show where truth matters. Yeah, we're talking about coaches and all that good stuff. Let's talk about Clemson and South Carolina. You got these folks here itching. What's going on with this?
Yeah, Donna. Kate Klubnik, ankle injury, so I think he's going to be back for the Duke game, I believe. I read that. But they had to use the quarterback from Alabama. I think Chris Vizzini, I believe that's what you pronounce the name. But he had a pretty good ball game, but they lost to SMU at home. The game was played in Clemson, South Carolina, so that's 4 losses now for Clemson, and they're just struggling mightily. Dabo, he seems to be on the defensive about his program, and we haven't forgotten that Dabo has won some championships and done won championships nationally and with the ACC. But every year, a team like Clemson, who has a lot of advantages in the ACC, Donna, they built the advantages over the years with Dabo in command. They're expected to be in contention for the ACC title and also the national title. And they just have fallen way short, especially with a third-year quarterback, Cade Klubnik. So I think this is the ultimate disappointment. I know that I had them ranked very high beginning of the year. I thought maybe they'll win a couple games in the playoffs, college football playoffs, but just they have not been able to respond offensively, which is kind of surprising, like I said, with a third-year quarterback. And then South Carolina has Lenore Sellers, and they have trouble scoring points as well. They hosted Oklahoma this week, lost 26-7. And Oklahoma, that was a team that seemed to be struggling offensively. But South Carolina, they're not having a very good season, and Clemson is not as well. So I know that people in South Carolina, they're hurting because their football teams are just not been able to win ball games. And primarily it's on offense, I think, with both teams. Defensively, you get worn down if your offense is not producing. So consequently, your defenses that were at a certain level, maybe at the beginning of the season, they falter as well.
What about the rumors of Clemson and South Carolina coming in with SEC?
Yeah, Clemson. There's always been that rumor with Clemson possibly being in the SEC. I don't know if South Carolina. I haven't looked into that, if they would approve of having Clemson in the SEC with them. I don't know. Maybe they. I'm not sure about that, but I don't think there's much you can do about it. If South Carolina, maybe they could vote against it, but and if it's in the bylaws that it has to be unanimous, and that would prevent Clemson from being in the SEC. But if it's not, it doesn't have to be unanimous. Maybe South Carolina could voice their objection and vote for South Carolina to just be the only team from that state in the SEC. But I'm not sure if they would welcome Clemson into the SEC. I'm really not positive.
Never know. I mean, so many things are happening right now. About 2 minutes, a little bit over 2 minutes left in the segment. Who are your top 10?
Yeah, top 10 down. Let me get that for you right here. My top 10 down in my poll: Ohio State number 1, Indiana number 2, Georgia 3, Texas A&M 4, Alabama 5, BYU. Watch out for that team, Donna. Bear Bachmeier, the freshman quarterback. Oregon 7, Ole Miss 8, Vandy 9, and Louisville 10. And I also have Vandy. I also have Missouri in there, number 11, and Oklahoma 15 from the SEC in my top 16. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do a what if here. Okay, I'm still looking at Vandy. I don't know. I know something about them. It's where Tennessee was a few years ago. You and I were talking about Tennessee. So how much farther up do you think they're going to move up before the end of the season?
Donna, I'm telling you, they beat LSU. That they have to play Texas, Donna. This week, Donna. Let me see their game this week. A tough Missouri team comes to Nashville. If they beat that one-loss Missouri team, Vanderbilt could move up again. And like I said, they have to play Texas. And then down at the end of the year, if Tennessee wins their remaining games up to that point and Vanderbilt does as well, they could be playing. That game could be for a playoff spot. Imagine that. Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. That could be for a playoff spot.
I'm kind of predicting that.
That would be fantastic for the state of Tennessee. Yeah. That would be unbelievable.
We're going to have to go. AP, thank you again so much for being with me. Hang around. We got to get you set up for next week. And thank you guys so much for watching. You're the reason we do what we do. Continue sending email, Donna@donnasedge.com, Donna@donnasedge.com. We'll see you next time. Take care. everybody. My name is Donna Thiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone, as we get to ride home with each other in the afternoon. You can find us on television. That's on Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. You can also find us on the radio.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's 92.9 WZLA. They're located on South Carolina. They're a big power country giant out there. So we appreciate them letting us be part of their world as well. You know, we are at Twin City Used Car Sales. They're located in Gadsden, Alabama. Bobby's a good friend of ours. We've known Bobby how many years now? About 15?
Oh gosh, quite a few, yes.
Something like that years now. And we've always bought all of our vehicles through Bobby.
Yes, we have. I've bought two vehicles, a car and a truck, so that's still two vehicles. I have bought them and have had good service. As a matter of fact, I traded the car in on the pickup truck.
Yeah, but you've had it a number of years. Now, let me tell you about Phil. He takes good care of his vehicles. And so if you're looking for a car of longevity and you want a car that's going to be with you for a long time, one that you can absolutely depend on, come to Bobby. And this is what happens. So Phil wanted to buy a car. And so the Phil does this. He always brings a list with him of things he's looking for, whatever he's buying. It could be a stick of gum. He's going to bring a list. So
That's because I forget what my list is.
So he came to Bobby and he said, yes, sir. This is what I'm looking for. And remember you saying something about you wanted 4 doors because I go haul junk all the time?
I wanted 4 doors and 2 or 3 other things. I can't remember what it was. But I was specific on what I wanted.
And Bobby found it. And so they just pointed it out right there. There's the point. But there was one thing you did not like about that car. You remember what that was? Regal. He's an Alabama fan. He just looked at Bobby and said, I don't think I want that one after all. And it's like, well, I thought you liked it. She liked it. And I was kind of rooting for it because it's like more eagle blue this car was. And so he said, no, I'm going to back out on that deal. I don't want that car because it looks so much like Auburn.
I still rooted for Auburn when they wasn't playing Alabama.
Right. Yeah, and I did the same thing.
So it wasn't complete one. But I drove several cars when I started looking, and it just wasn't right. Drove pickup, it still wasn't right. He told me, he said, I got one coming in tonight. Come back tomorrow and look at it. I did, and I took over. That's what I wanted.
That was one. That was exactly what it was. Yeah, but you remember what Bobby said one time? I said I wanted a pink tractor, and it's just kind of kidding around with it. But now Bobby takes everything extremely serious, okay? So I was just kidding around. I want a pink tractor, and I just laughed and walked off. Well, the next time I saw Bobby, he said, we started looking all over the place. I can't find the pink tractor. And I started laughing. I said, no, Phil wants a tractor. He doesn't want a pink one. I said, you see Phil driving a pink tractor. So be careful what you say because he is very serious about what your needs are. So make sure you do that. But come down here and see Bobby Ledbetter with Twin City Used Car Sales. He's just a good guy. Known him for a long time. And I'm going to tell you what, he moved out of Fort Payne and came into Gadsden. Well, guess what? His Fort Payne customers are coming down here. So now he's taking care of kids and grandkids of people. So he's been in the car business, I don't know how long, but it's been a really long time.
He has, and that's what you want. What you do gets the word out, and if you do good, people are coming back to see. And that's what it's all about. And that's what he's done. And we've been in here several times. He said, well, so-and-so come all the way from such and such, and I sold him a car, and now his kids are buying cars. So
he gets people from the Carolinas. I mean, he gets people from South Alabama and Mississippi, Tennessee. Right. The furthest out, somebody out west. I don't know who that was. I don't know if it's somebody that's also
it's possibly somebody that bought cars from him a lady or somebody bought, and the word got out, and they were out west, and that's where they come back to get
So just
another
come
car.
back. It's worth the trip. So come down here and buy from them. Let's talk a little bit about security. And I wanted to mention this. We stayed at the Hampton Inn last night. They're located in Atala, Alabama, for you folks who are watching from elsewhere. But anyway, this is a nice place.
It was very nice. The room's nice and clean, and breakfast this morning was to die for. They had that was more than just a piece of bread.
We always stayed at one place one time, Phil said, I thought we did good to get a piece of toast.
And we did. We had bread for toast, and that was it. But the breakfast was very well. The service, when we started out, hey, is this your first time? From the lady who's doing the cleaning.
Yeah.
And she said, hey, appreciate y'all coming in. And it was very nice. And that's what you want, to build that kind of a relationship up with the customers.
Oh, and the maintenance guy. You
Yes.
said he'd been there how many years?
16.
16
By himself.
years. Yeah, by himself. So he takes care of the grounds and, and make sure everything, and you can tell everything is kept up to par too. The landscaping is nice. This will be a great place to go if you're wanting to meet a business person. They have this actually a center there where you can get on the computer, get on the internet, and you can do printing, you can do all kinds of stuff. So they have that set up. And they also, I noticed, a conference area. Did you notice that?
I did. They had a room in there where you can go and take some people and have a little powwow.
I would have loved that when we had those cell phone stores. We've had 8 Nextel locations. And so what we'd do is have all the employees come and we'd meet in a particular area. That would have been spot on.
It would have been.
It would have been kind of in the middle of
Yes,
everywhere.
absolutely. We did that for quite a while. We would do it at least once a month when we had the business, and keep everybody up and up. Make sure they knew what we wanted. We knew what they needed, and
Technology was
yes.
constantly changing, though. I mean, even back then. Now, I had to tell you, I loved those Nextel phones. I'd still have ones that were still in business.
I love it.
Because they did the two-way, and they did paging, and they did talk to them. Remember what Anna King did one time?
Yep.
I'm not going to say what Anna King did. She's real estate. Everett said, I'm going to box all those phones up, and I'm sending them back to Nextel. And I said, I thought you loved them. You're always telling me your force has them, and here's something Anna did. So anyway, I didn't ask any more questions, but needless to say, they kept them.
Well, I used to place orders for accessories on the walkie-talkie, well, two-way, correct, to people in California. Instead of making a phone call, did it right over the two-way. And that's
out
out.
private. I mean,
It is private,
You know,
yes.
every time you go out there, somebody had them. They called them the beep phones back in those days. They were similar to the only competitor we had was Southern Link.
Right, and I don't know if they're still in business, but that was, I guess you say that was the competition, it was awesome.
But those phones I mean, you couldn't tear those things. Well, some of our customers did tear them.
Oh yeah, there's some of them. There was one phone that you could, it was built for military specs, and it was hard to tear up. We've had people run them over cars and trucks and stuff like that, throw them, drop them, and they still went right on working.
Well, technology has changed throughout the years. We're still tech geeks, Phil and I. We're a perfect marriage here. Both of us just geeks, and we just love all this little stuff that's coming up. Because who would have thought back in when I started with GTE? That's back when they were Contel Cellular, and then right after that they turned into Cellular One. They were bought out by somebody, then they were bought out again, and so now they are Verizon. We have our phones with that company now. But man, we watched things happening. You remember when I went to headquarters, was located in Nashville, and I was telling you about, they had us, it was a training session for all the new hires, and so I was a corporate account executive for them, so I handled corporate negotiations accounts, and so I was sitting by this guy, and they had us in this little cubicle thing, kind of thing. There were about 20 people there, and so he and I were sitting, we both had a computer, and that was back when laptops weighed 10 pounds, so and we had those cell phones, and back then, remember the handhelds were 6/10 of a watt, and then I sold a lot of bag phones. Those were 3 watts. So they just weren't as cool. So people didn't buy those as much as they did the handhelds. But they were 3 times the wattage.
Right.
And then the installs were like the best because they had to install the antenna on top of it.
Right.
And all of that. So anyway, you remember I was talking to this guy, and you were talking about, in the future with cell phones,
Right.
and they said you're going to be able to look at movies on these phones. You're going to be able to tell all these different things. This is back in the 1980s, and so they were talking about all those things you could do. And I looked over at that guy and I said, "That sounds like the signs of the beast." Like 666. He thought I was crazy. He looked over at me like I had just totally lost my mind. So, anyway,
Well, when
it's changed.
when we were getting out of the business,
Well, we sold them.
we sold the business. Sold the business to Highway out of Huntsville, Alabama, and we were working then with something. New phones coming up was going to be about the size of a credit card. Now, the size of a credit card would be something about the size of a business card. They've got those phones now. They did make them available, but we saw them come from huge units. I guess one of the most popular when they first hit was the old Nokia phone, when it had to flip down. You talk on the little thing, flip down like it looked like a brick.
Yeah, they called it the brick
Call it
phone.
the brick
But
phone.
that was a Motorola.
Motorola.
Yeah, you
Okay.
remember, they only sold Motorola's for a while.
Right.
And then they started selling the Kia, and they started selling other versions of those cell phones. And you youngsters don't know what we're talking about. But all a phone did back then, you made a phone call on it. And it was extremely, and then remember that came out later with text. You were able to do a text on it. And so, but I'm going to tell you what, it was just terrible. Remember my granddad thought he was doing me some good. And so his old dude friends, they had cordless phones at home. And so he would send those dudes over to the Albertville store, and they'd say, "You know Scott Bearden?" And I'd say, "Yeah, that's my granddad." And then, of course, they'd say, "Well, I wouldn't admit it." All those old men beat each other up all the time. And so they'd say, "Well, he told me to come down here that you could help me get this phone, and I could take it with me anywhere." Well, I'd say, "Well, let me see your phone." It was a cordless phone. And my granddad just never understood what a cell phone was. He thought it was just a cordless phone, that I would be able to fix it to where you'd be able to take it with you on trips. And of course, we couldn't do that. That was a landline. That was landline versus the cell phone.
Right. And we started out with the phones being analog. And as time progressed, they became digital. Analog phones, people could listen to you talking on your phone.
Well, people buy scanners.
Yes. And then when it went digital, the reason we got out of the cell phone business because it was going digital, and that was the internet. It was going digital. And it wasn't that it gradually got to that point, it was stair-stepped. And the next step we were getting about to get into was an expensive venture, and we just didn't want to spend that kind of money to get in it, because in the era we were in, we had people that was doing this kind of stuff and this style of stuff, and they would sell the phone by hook or crook, and then the people buying the phones would come to you and want you to service it.
They were demeaning customer service.
That's correct. But that's not the way we did business, and we decided to get out of it, and we did. It was good business for us. We did good at it. We kind of were relieved to get out of it, but then we missed it a whole lot. And so, because this was like tasty stuff. You know what? We're going to have to go into a commercial break. Okay.
We're behind on that. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Y'all hang in there, okay? We'll be right back.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. loans. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas, or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Because of your overwhelming support, our 1488 MyPillow has been one of the biggest sales in MyPillow history. I couldn't think of a better way to say thank you than to extend our wholesale pricing through Christmas. Get a classic standard MyPillow for only $14.88. Upgrade to a queen size, just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for only $29.88. And ready? Multi-use MyPillows, only $9.88. It's perfect time to stock up for Christmas gifts for everyone on your list. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our wholesale pricing, including my classic standard MyPillows, only $14.88. But that's not all. I'm so confident you're going to love our classic MyPillows that I'm going to extend my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2025. Plus, orders over $75 ship absolutely free.
My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television Talk Show. We have my husband Phil on with us right. Did I even introduce you? I don't think I did.
I don't know.
I
I don't think so.
But we're at Twin City Used Car Sales located in Gaston, Alabama. You got to come down here and check it out. By the way, if you have kids who are going to be going back to college, and you need something reliable for those folks.
Yes.
There's a lot of folks here. The kids go to Jack State, they go to Auburn University, they'll go to Alabama University. You've got to have a reliable vehicle for those kids out there on the road. And some of them are leaving home for the first time ever. And so they're getting away from you. So you need to make sure that they have reliable transportation. You can do that here at Twin City Used Car Sales. Now let's talk about on the road. These kids are going to be on the road. They're going to be using their cell phones. They're going to be using credit cards, getting fuel, buying groceries, stuff like that. There are so many things we have to be careful with as far as our cell phones. I'm getting messages. Let me read you one. So here's a message that I received. And this is not anybody who knows me at all. And so they said, let's see, I got it. I think I saved it. Oh, right here. Okay. It's got the telephone number on it. I don't know who this is, but they put, excuse me, I have your number in my phone, but not your name. What is your name? Do we know each other? That's a scam.
Yes, it is.
So let me tell you what you can do. On your cell phone, I'm not sure about Android, but probably somewhere near the same, you'll find something that says report junk. Okay? Report junk. And what that does is that puts that name, that telephone number into a list. I don't know how many they have to get, but anyway, you're reporting this junk right here to the cell phone company. You need to do that. Please do that every single time because you never know what people are trying to do is friend you.
Yes.
And they're after a couple of things. They're either after your money, they want to scam you in some way possible, possibly even stealing your identity. So you've got to be really careful with that. Now, what can folks do to be careful?
Well, of course, probably there's all kind of lists that people put out trying to get you to dial this or hit this button and it'll link to something else.
Like your banking account.
And it could be, it's probably a scam already. I got to where if somebody sends me something, I may look at the email, the Facebook on it, it says, maybe look in the comments. You look in the comments, it opens all kind of stuff that you don't want to see, you don't want on your phone. So if it don't tell, and that's the reason for it, they get they pick your attention by saying some of it. It's possibly an interest in some of what's going on right now type stuff, legal. But then when you click that message, and it takes you off that site and goes somewhere else. So I don't do that. I don't click it. If it don't tell me right off the bat, or if it's a phone, that's a number that's ringing on my phone and I'm not sure who it is. I got to where I tried to because we're in a different zip code, area code right now. So we're doing a lot of business up in that area. But if it rings and you're not familiar with who the number belongs to, let it ring. If it's somebody that knows you and knows that's your phone number, maybe you don't have them listed as that belonging to that number, they'll leave a voicemail. That's what voicemail is for. Voicemail is for two reasons. Either get people to call you back or let you know who it belongs to and you don't want to talk to them anyway.
Yeah, but you know something, our friend Ann, okay, so
Yes.
Ann got off of Facebook. So this is what happened. So there's something that comes up as the messenger, on your Facebook page.
Right.
So I'm getting this, it was her picture, but it was like, all she was doing is this, and it's like they were trying to use AI, and they were like talking on it. Well, I knew that wasn't Ann. For one thing, Ann's all business every time. She's always, she's not one of those that goes, hey, girlfriend. She just doesn't know. So she's always like down to business, And so the person said, hey, girlfriend. And I'm like, that's Ann. And then started moving her head weird. And again, the mouth wasn't really going with it. So I went on ahead and I said, is this Ann? Then I just hung up on her. So then I sent her a text. I said, were you trying to send me an instant messenger? And she said, no. Somebody had gotten into her Facebook account. And so that's basically they were trying to scam her.
Yes, it was.
So anyway, she doesn't even mess with Facebook anymore. She said, I'm done with that.
They got all of our information. They have people to come up with numbers. They have probably list of numbers that they are calling. And all you got to do, all they're going to do is they got somebody sitting there. Boom, they start dialing a number. They get a letter. A number that's right. And they'll keep on until they get a phone number right. They don't care who it is. And same over the credit card. Sometimes it will ask for a credit card. Don't give out your information. If you're not familiar with who you're talking to, it could be your bank. But a lot of stuff that's out there, the bank won't do it. So, power company, if you need to talk, if they need money because your account's not paid or you've been told it hadn't been paid, you pick up your phone and you call the power company, whatever it is. You call them.
They're never going to ask you to pay for it with a Walmart gift card.
They're gonna.
That's what the scammers are trying to do right now.
But,
it's like a gift card.
Even with a lot of the things that's going on today that has nothing to do with cell phones, Charlie Cook thing, there's people that's using that now as a scam.
To donate.
You don't want to donate. If you're going to want to donate to that cause, you get to the right person. No matter what it takes, you do your own research. Otherwise, you don't know what you're investing your money in.
Yeah, we saw that when Trump was running for president.
Yes.
It was like the same message over and over again from different phone numbers. That lets you know that wasn't really him.
Well, I tell you what I have seen lately. We're into sports, and I saw about 3 or 4 texts that said the coach was kicking 3 freshmen off of the team, or there wouldn't be playing that. 3 different ones with the same message, or maybe 4. So that tells you right there something screwy is going on. Somebody's trying to play games, and maybe they got something against the coach. That's possible.
Like in the situation with Ann, they were trying to get mine. They were hoping I was going to trust that this was really Ann. And what they were going to do is pretend that, because I didn't let it go that far, but what they were going to do is pretend she was stranded on somewhere on the road and they needed to use my credit card number to get her out of trouble. So it would probably been her saying something like, I ran out of gas.
Right.
I forgot my credit card. I left my card at home. So be really careful. First of all, now AI is getting more sophisticated as the days go by. I'm sure they make it look better now than they did then.
They will.
But still, be careful. The best thing to do is if your friend is really in trouble, she's not going to use instant messenger. She'll use her cell phone to call you or him and tell you to please take care of it. You know what? We got to go. Less than 2 minutes.
Wow.
Okay, Twin City Used Cars, located right here in Gadsden, Alabama. That's where you want a trusted vehicle. Those kids are going to college pretty soon. You want them out on the road with a trusted vehicle. So make sure you come down here and check with Bobby. And what they're looking for, they got sports cars, but they also have nice SUVs and trucks. A lot of the boys are doing pickup trucks now.
Well, I saw a guy last night when we stopped for something, you went in, he come out with the backpack and all that stuff, and saw the tag on your car, which said, Bobby Ledbetter was Twin City. He said, do you work for Twin City? I said, no, sir. My wife has a talk show, and he was advertisers. He said, I wonder if he has a Corvette down there. I said, no, we'll be there tomorrow. Come on down and see.
I'll put it to you this way. If he doesn't, he'll find you one. Even the color you're looking for. So come down here and chat with Bobby. Again, he's been in business a really long time and been a friend of ours for, I don't know, way over a decade.
Yes.
And that's the only source we buy vehicles from. But again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, honey, for being on the show with me today.
You're welcome.
And thank you again.
Be safe.
Yes, be safe. Be safe with that car, that phone too, okay? But be safe out there. But again, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.